Well, tomorrow, for the first time, the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation is going to issue a red level warning for the entire Canadian housing market. So this is a warning that spells trouble in the housing market and comes just a week after those new mortgage rules took effect, requiring some borrowers to undergo a stress test. So what changes can buyers and sellers expect in the coming months? Joining me in studio is the founder and CEO of Mortgages of Canada, Samantha Brookes. Thanks for being here this morning.
Hi, thank you.
All right, first of all, because we have never seen one before, explain what is a red level warning.
So what it is that the government is stepping in, or CMHC stepping in, and basically letting everyone know that there's some risks in the housing market and that there's some vulnerabilities that could be happening and playing out over the next couple of years.
Do people need a red level warning? Wouldn't they know this already?
Well, some people would and some people wouldn't, but I mean, everyone's been kind of watching the market because it's so aggressive right now. There's a lot of overvaluation. So we've just been watching it and paying attention overall.
What does this mean for different cities in Canada? We know that Toronto and Vancouver have the two hottest markets, but what about other areas?
Well, other areas aren't as aggressive as Toronto and Vancouver, but what we're seeing is that the government, because they've implemented some new policies, as you know, the new stress test rules, it's affecting all regions across Canada. And because of that, it's not really a good thing for the smaller regions. And so they did this without consultation from the industry, and it's a concern.
Well, this is all we were hearing for the last 2 weeks, especially if you know anybody who is in this industry, either realtors or mortgage brokers like yourself. Big concern. What's been the reaction to these new rules?
I mean, at first, everyone was kind of just thrown back, right? Because we weren't expecting the rules to come out so aggressively from the finance minister. However, now that everything has been implemented, we're seeing that it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be, and consumers are moving forward as per usual.
Let's put our eyes back on Toronto and Vancouver then for just a moment. How are the mortgage rules playing out of these two cities? What are we seeing?
So basically in Vancouver, it's a crazy market because it was going so fast, the evaluations, but because the attraction is no longer there due to these luxury taxes, these foreign taxes, there's definitely a pullback, and so the market is starting to slow down and prices are starting to come down a little bit.
People were panicked a little bit, though, in Vancouver. Is it still at that pace, or have people figured out either ways around these new mortgage rules?
Well, there's no the rules are there, but really what we're seeing is because of the foreign tax over there, that's what's causing their decrease,
right? Their
decline.
All right, what about here in Toronto?
Well, Toronto, not slowing down yet. No. So, no, I mean, everyone just seems to be moving forward as per usual, business as usual, and we adjust whenever they make changes. We've been through this before, since 2008. I think there's been maybe about 7 changes. So now we're just moving forward as we need to.
Why? This is what's curious to me is, this report comes out every year. Why the lights around it? Why the red level warning? It feels a bit like a scare tactic.
Right. So OSFI actually came up with an announcement in July saying that they wanted to mitigate some of the risk that's going on in the housing market. There was overvaluation, overbuilding, low interest rates. So all these factors in the market have actually been going on for so many years. And now that the overvaluation has been happening so rapidly, they had to interject and try to put some cold water on the heat.
Samantha, thanks so much for being here on Your Morning for your insights.
Thank you for having me.